Chief Minister, welcome to Stateline. Alcohol policy has been one of the big issues that your government has been looking into for the past 7 years, but we still see it creating a whole bunch of harm in the community. What responsibility does the government take for how things are at the moment?
Yeah, we know the issue of alcohol and alcoholism is a really difficult one in the Northern Territory. One of the things that I've done is I've put alcohol policy with the Police Minister, and I know at times there'll be conflict between decisions, things that police want and then hospitality wants. So those are the instructions and the discussions I've had with Brent Potter. You need to get those parties in the room, and they're the experts. The people that we're dealing with are chronic alcoholics. The vast majority of Territorians, drink sensibly, just want to go to a bottle shop, buy a bottle of wine on the way home. But there are a group of Territorians that are way beyond that.
What is Labor then proposing for the next term in this space if it were to be re-elected?
There was that more broad brush around changing the changing the hours in Darwin, but now we've looked at those banned drink orders. So you've got the 7 days, the 30 days or the 3 months, and I think that's increased by about 700. So that work's happening. The next bit of work is also around technology, around secondary supply, because I see that in my electorate. I see people drinking very early in the morning before even the bottle shops open. So to me, they're accessing alcohol from somebody else. We'll be able to really get down into that data and identify who are the people that are buying, and are they buying illegally, or they are buying legally, but are they then making money out of that?
Labor have had 3 chief ministers in 3 years, one of whom resigned in scandal. Do you admit that it's going to be extremely difficult for Territorians to elect you for a third term?
Yes, we didn't expect those changes to happen with Natasha. My colleagues came to me. I've stepped up, and I will work very, very hard, as I have done my whole career, and I'll really drive hard to the election.
Could voters see a very different government under you that they've seen in the last 7 years?
I think I've come out very strong very early around the onshore oil and gas industry, because as Treasurer and somebody who's been in Cabinet for those 7 years, I absolutely know the importance of diversifying our economy and the amazing work that we've done in the environment area. I'm also very much pushing 50% renewable by 2030. We have that plan around the Darwin-Katherine electricity plan, what we need to do to keep the grid stable, but how the renewable energy hub as well, 100 megawatts going in there with Jacana. So, that's the great thing you get with me is a depth of portfolio experience, particularly as Treasurer. And yes, we know the cost of living is such an issue for Territorians. When
you mention those big projects, Barossa, Beetaloo, Middle Arm, what actual difference will that make, though, to people who are living in remote communities, Borroloola, Wadeye, and then even in Darwin, places like Malak?
By increasing our own source revenue, by increasing royalties, it means we have more money. So that means we have plans around upgrading remote schools, remote health clinics. We know police want and need more upgrades to their police stations. We know that, but you just don't have the cash to do that. So that's what Middle Arm does. That's 20,000 workers at Middle Arm. It means an increase in the population, an increase in GST. It means people are spending money in the Territory.
The $40 billion economy target that was set by your predecessor, Michael Gunner, is that still your policy heading into this election, your promise? Yeah,
very much, because I was Treasurer at the time, so obviously was involved in those decisions. The great news in the last week or so around the Barossa, that's a $6 billion project for the Northern Territory. The good news around defence as well, that came out last year, that's another $6 billion. So we've got those really firm investments that underpin our economy. Of course, we've still got the pastoral industry, that's a long-term industry in the Territory. Again, we've got tourism, and our government's investing in the new art gallery in Darwin, the art gallery in Alice Springs. So you invest in those things because it is about bringing overseas tourists into the Territory and keeping them here for a number of days. So you have those foundational industries that we have in the Territory. These are the things that will build towards that economy. Will it be tough? We're hoping that we'll exceed that target. It drives everybody because you have a target to achieve.
You've been Chief Minister for just over a month now. What sort of Chief Minister do you want Territorians to know you as?
I hope that people will see that every decision I make is in the best interest of Territorians. Of course, you'll always get extreme views, but I think I'm very centralist around my views. I'm older, so I think I'm quite measured around what I say and do. But I'm also very decisive. I've had probably 35, 40 years in as a leader, also a lot of time in a workplace where I've led. I haven't got any time to waste. Thomas, it's 8 months till the next election. I'll absolutely run hard, and it's a difficult one because you need to continue to work and develop the economy, deliver for Territorians, and then on the other side you've got your own seat. I've had changes to my own seat, so I need to continue to do the work in my own electorate to win my seat, but then I also need to support the new candidates as well that are coming in. So I'm busy, but I like to be busy, and I think anybody that's known me will tell you that I work very hard.